Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing?
We are doing fantastic. How about you?
I am doing well. It has been a amazing weekend. It was full. I got to spend it with my friends, some family. One of my best friends, she's having her first kid, so that was really nice to just see some old friends get together and just have a great time. So ultimately, it was really good. Got some bad news. Somebody pretty close to me passed, but you know, with strength, we'll get through it. But how are you guys doing? How was your weekend?
Fantastic.
Great weekend.
Great weekend.
We
Awesome.
we went out for drinks on Friday. Yesterday we went to. Well, let me start over. Yesterday we spent the whole day together.
Come on.
And we didn't spend a lot of money.
No,
No.
we spent a lot of time together.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always nice. That's always
Yeah.
nice. It's funny because my husband and I spent some time together this weekend too, and that was kind of a bit of a splat. So I'm like, listen, I understand that you have to work, but you got a wife. And
Right.
she like right here. And she just needs hold on, just look at time. But I'm right here.
This
So that's really good. Really, really good that you guys had to spend time together. Really good. Could you go ahead and I am actually Angelina, the host and founder of BlckBold&Beautiful podcast, the podcast for the culture. As you guys know, that this segment is titled After I Do. I just wanted to sit down with some individuals that was just some amazing couples that I thought could give some amazing advice. Sit down, have a conversation for those who are married and may be struggling, who are married and just simply need some insight. And just for those who, may be considering it, I think this is just a great series for those. I think for everybody, everybody can get something from it. And as you know, I ran across your page, and like I told you, as soon as I ran across your page, I went to the email, and I'm like, they're either gonna reply or they're not. But you replied right back, and I appreciate it.
Like I
But
said,
I have been
yeah,
on emails because of him. I've checked my emails.
listen, and I'm thankful. Listen, Jesus knew that you need to be on top of your emails because I was gonna email. He knew, so I appreciate that. But I am just definitely thrilled and honored to have you guys here. I'm going to stop talking now and let you introduce yourself to the listeners and viewers.
Okay. You want to introduce or you want me?
go ahead.
I am Erica, and this is Virgil. We have been married for 29 years, been together 34 years, 3 adult children, and live in Alabama. And we are the faces and the silly people, I guess. I want to say the silly people. We're good people of Wit with Color on Instagram, and we've just been having fun. You want to say something else?
I think you summed it up. Nice.
And we appreciate you for reaching out to us. We were very excited.
And
Yeah.
and what else?
I don't know.
And nervous.
And nervous. I, he has told me to sit down like 3 times. Would you please sit down?
Yeah, listen, and once the conversation goes, you're gonna realize it's just a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Like it's nothing to be nervous about. It's just a conversation. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer. It's just a conversation. That's it. I'm just a little girl from Florida. That's it.
All right.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's it. So I wanted to go ahead and get into the questions for you guys.
Okay.
Um, but I definitely want to just thank you guys for sitting down with me, and just thank you for your yes, because it was something like we spoke, and I told you the back history of it. So it was on purpose that this happened, and I'm just thankful for that. Um, what do you believe has been the key for your successful marriage over the past 29 years?
I'm going to let you answer that.
I think we both have very like goals. I mean, we have um, always felt that we wanted to do something for ourselves, for the future. We both started early into preparing for when we got older. We raised our kids the same. We had thoughts of raising our kids the same. We I don't think we really had a lot of disagreements with
Okay.
how we would live, right? I was in the military, and I told her when we first got married that sometimes I was going to leave and she was going to have to be a big girl and just take care of things.
Right.
Uh, it started out a little rough, but
Hmm.
she got with the program and came on strong, and we haven't had any issues since. Um, Love was good for the first 2 weeks. After that, it was a big compromise and understanding that gets you through the other 28 years, 12 months, 10 months. So
Yeah.
that's what I think has been the key to our success is we are like-minded in how we want to live and raise our kids.
I have one question. I have one. Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I think what has been the key is, I think, working on yourself,
Yes.
working on Virgil. We have same goals, but we
Hmm.
are just totally two different people, how we handle situations. And I think working on yourself helps you be able to come together as a team.
Okay.
I felt in the beginning, even though I was young, you're independent, but wanting him to be the head of the household,
Mhm.
learning to, when he say, no, we shouldn't do that. You can't buy this. You can't have this. uh, talking through it and, just looking at the bigger picture. So I think lots of understanding and,
The
yeah.
bigger picture, I think uh, you made a good point. I don't think there's a lot of things that's a really big deal in the grand scheme of life, right? Um, you can argue about small things, but say what you're going to say and move on from it. Because I left dishes in the sink, because I left the house without making the bed or something, it's not that bad. Now, there are things that are that bad, but we haven't had those kind of issues.
Yeah.
And we haven't created issues or small issues. We haven't made them big issues, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I love that you said that you have to work on yourself. I think so. As I told you guys prior to our first conversation, my husband and I have been married 7 years in April. We've been together for 9 years in total. I think the first part of our marriage, like you said, it was all love, and then that kind of wore out.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying I stopped loving you, you stopped loving
Right.
me, but we love each other. But now what? Like, okay, real life is happening, and
Right.
love is not going to suffice
Yes.
because we have some real issues. Um, but it took me focusing on Ashley to
Mm-hmm.
get to where I am now in my marriage. And I tell people all the time, it's not easy at all. And I've only been married 7 years. You got time on me. But in just 7 years, marriage is tough. It's not. It. I think people are just so caught up on the glitz and glam of it. But after that, after I do,
Mm-hmm.
it's tough. You
Yep.
got two individuals trying to be one. And I love that you said that you guys have pretty much, the same like mindedness when it came to how you were going to do life. But my question is, um, for those that may be unequally yoked, who don't have similarities and they're trying to mend those into like one melting pot, what advice do you have for them? Because I know that for me, it was trying to put it all in one melting pot and make it something else, because yeah, we probably had the same goals, but we had a different idea as to how we're going to get there and
Yeah.
what that looks.
Yeah.
So, what
I,
advice do you have for those that may be, struggling there?
I say lots of talking. Um, to me, I think you're going to have that one person who will have doubts about their relationship. And I was that one person. So I'm with that person that says, is this really going to work? I don't know. Am I self-sabotaging this? Is it too good? I don't know. I think it's really just talking it out. And like, again, it's working on yourself. And not being afraid to, when you've done something, for instance, I'm going to put it out there. You have someone that likes to spend money.
She's not talking about me, but
She's not talking about you.
no,
she's talking about herself.
Yeah, me. And which is true. When you mess up, talk about it. And if that person give you their honest opinion, don't blow off the handle. And if you're not equally yoked, sometimes you just have to ask that hard question: do we really belong together? Yeah. Or is it worth fighting for?
Right.
Because if you think it's worth fighting for, then it's letting your guard down. And as a woman, being I don't want to say submissive. I hate to use that word.
Right.
But letting him be in control. We have to as a woman, we have to sometimes put our masculine energy away.
Yes.
Let him be that masculine energy, and know that it's not a sign of weakness.
Right.
But sometimes I think we can feel that way. We want to be strong. So I think
we
have to look back to see if it's worth fighting for.
But it's all about a compromise.
Yeah.
You can't be so rigid in your thoughts and in the way you want to do things. If you're so rigid that you can never compromise, then that's going to create a problem. Sometimes you have to give in and let that other person get their way. It's just the only way you can do it. Now, if it's a big deal, and it's going to cause trouble down the road, then that's something you got to talk about. But really, if it's really doesn't matter. I guess you can be indifferent about many things. Sometimes you just got to be indifferent. And if they want to go left, go left. It'll be okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that the better part of our marriage came when I was able to just simply say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I shouldn't have approached it that way. I should have considered. I could have probably said that better." Or, so when we first started dating, I would do this thing where he would ask me a question, and if it was something that I felt was not a quick answer, but something that was a more detailed answer, something a little more touchy, I would ask him. I would just say, "Let me ponder on it," right? But I stopped doing it. I stopped pondering, and I just started flying off at him.
Yeah.
And so we have these moments that we call honest moments. And what an honest moment is a safe zone for you to say exactly what it is that you need to say. But I can't get upset. You can't get upset. And when we leave out of the honest moment, that's it. It's a safe zone. You can't talk about it next week. Can't talk about it tomorrow. Just in a safe zone.
Yeah.
And he says, "Can I have an honest moment?" I'm like, "Sure." And I think maybe we were in the middle of a heated ministry. And he was like, "I just miss when you used to ponder on things." And like, whoa, like, are you saying that sometimes I need to shut my mouth because you're not liking the way? But then I thought about it, and I'm like, it wasn't a malicious thing that he was saying. He's just saying, when I pondered, our conversations went differently.
Yeah.
But when I just respond off of emotion and how I feel in the moment, things go left. So now, safe to say, I'm back to pondering, and it's working very well. But I just think that a conversation is necessary, even the uncomfortable ones, because that clears up a lot. I think that it is definitely important for you to always express how you feel, but just do it nicely. And if that means you need to wait to do it, wait to do it. But I just view it as, this is my person, and I want to do life with you. And just as I want to protect you from other people, I have to protect you from me. So I need to consider how I'm speaking to you, how I'm treating you. Because if someone else is doing it, I would have an issue with it. So it's not okay for me to do it for you, do it to you at home. And let alone, I think we just live in a crazy world, and it's a lot to just go out and be an adult, and then to have to come back and then fight with the adult that you have to adult with. It's a lot.
I agree.
So,
You said something that made me think too. When you said when they feel like they're not equally yoked.
yes.
One thing that Virgil, I've gotten to do, he's told me, I don't know, I'm a guy. I don't know what you want.
Right.
What's causing you to feel like you feel. And what he's used to tell me was, you have to tell me sometimes what you want. And if it's a person that needs, I need you to tell me I love you more. You love me. And it's up to that person to maybe want to deliver that I love
Right.
you. But then it's up to that the other person, to receive it and not think, oh, he or she just saying that. So that's
Yeah.
something that he brought to me. You have to tell me what you want sometimes, because I don't know.
I love you. You're beautiful.
Yes. so so that was something I feel like,
tell Angelina how often I tell you that.
every day. And I, at first I used to be like, is that really genuine? But that's something that I wanted. So why should I
Yeah.
question that? Because so if you telling your partner something that you need, then you got to be open to receive it.
Yes. Yes. Anthony and I was just having a conversation this weekend, because time was an issue. That was something that we were talking about. But he felt a way because there were certain things that I was not doing. And then when I brought to his attention that, hey, you said that you don't like XYZ to the third, I have to respect that.
Mhm.
So one of the things he does law enforcement.
Mhm.
And one of the things that he brought up, because we do counseling, not because anything is wrong, but I think it is necessary. And so he brought up that, my concern was that he was always on the phone. And his thing was, well, that's how I decompress from work. Got it. Took a mental note of that. So now when I get up in the morning, she's like, "Good morning, babe. How you doing?" Kiss on the cheek, and I go off and do my thing. And then I'll see you later. Give you a hug, kiss, and I'll see you later. He has an issue with that, but I'm like, you just said that you were decompressing, so I don't really know how you want me to approach it, because I feel like if I do anything outside of that, I am now violating what you wish to have, which is just a moment to get yourself together. I don't
I,
want to bombard you in the mornings, and you have made it known that this is how you decompress. So I let you have that.
Yeah.
I let you have it.
I think decompressing with him, I'm not by any means a counselor.
Yeah.
But I do have a husband that loves to be on his phone. And when he's on
Mhm.
his phone, he's reading. I have a husband that reads all the time. He has useless information up here. And it, sometimes I think that's pretty sexy, because people can start talking about stuff and then Virgil can just spew off. And I'm thinking, how do you even know that?
Like, why do you
But
know this?
right. But what I'm getting at is, he likes to be on his phone and read. So, but he likes for me to be there. So while
Hmm.
he's reading on his phone, just me being there makes it better. So sometimes you don't have to go off and do your own thing. You can do your own thing with him while he's doing his own thing.
But
You know,
early on in our marriage, though, um, hey, we're just sitting here watching TV or we're doing something, and I used to have to explain to her, I don't need to sit in a room and every time we're in the room together, we've got to talk. I just like being in the room with her.
right.
Just just sit there and do whatever you're doing. Let me do whatever I'm doing, and I'm good with it.
Yeah. So maybe that. So even though he's on his phone, I guess just lay there or sit there and do
I
your.
appreciate that, because I was lost because like I thought that I was doing the right thing by what I thought was acknowledging how you feel. but I'm just going to continue. I'll just lay and do my thing while he does his thing. We can do it individually, but collectively at the same time.
Yeah.
I
That was
find
it.
thing you just said something, Ashley. I was wondering how you feel. I don't know about other guys, but I'm gonna tell you. Uh, how do you feel? Well, I don't feel anything. I mean, I don't have those kind of thoughts or feelings where, oh, I feel this way now. I
Yeah,
just, I'm just here. I don't feel, oh my God, I feel so sad right now, or oh, I feel so happy, or I feel this. I don't have that. I have a desire. What are you thinking right now? I'm thinking I'd love to go play golf right now, or I wish there was a game on TV right now, or something. I don't sit around like, oh my God, I feel this way. I don't have those, right?
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
I think that's just us because I'll ask the question like, like what would make you what could I change in our marriage that would make you happier? He's
Oh,
like, oh, I never thought about that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't think about it at all? He's like, no, I mean I don't really have an I'm like, how don't you have an answer? He's like, well, I don't really think about it. So I
That,
mean, I'm
that
I'm just I'm happy. So I don't know. I don't think about what I could have to be happier because I feel like I'm happy. I'm thinking, how do you just not think about any of these things?
I'm gonna
Like,
tell you right. I'm gonna tell both of y'all right now, and whoever is listening, use your imagination. What will make us happy? Use your imagination. You can figure it out. It ain't hard. It ain't hard.
you know, early on. Well, I'm gonna let you ask another question because this may be an answer to a question. So,
okay, okay. So, how have your roles within the relationship evolved since you first got married?
Uh, I don't know if it's evolved uh, into certain roles. I think we've been our roles have solidified, right? So when, like I said, when we first got married, I was in the military, and back early on in the marriage, I was in a position where I was gone 16 days, and then I'd come home for 21, and it was a continuous cycle. Every 16 days, I would leave for 21. So uh, I haven't written a bill or made contact with the creditor for 29 and a half years or however long it's been. I don't do any of that. Now, I can rest assured she's embezzled millions if I had it. But I don't have millions because she's embezzled it. It's in Cayman Islands somewhere. Uh, and she's always taking care of the house, right? We had some friends um, early on where every night before we went to bed, she would get on her hands and knees and wipe down the kitchen floor and stuff. And I was like, what the hell are you doing that for? But it was her thing to keep the house uh, uh, neat and orderly. It has been my job to take care of the things outside, right? I have grown into enjoying cutting grass, taking care of the yard, and all of those things. So, that's about it, right? If there's something broken, you best believe I need to fix it because that's not something that she's going to do. So we haven't evolved more than we've solidified our roles in the marriage.
I, um, I think I think I've evolved.
Okay.
I think I've evolved. Not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying. I think I
I
have
want you
evolved.
to evolve into paying some of these bills then.
No, I I think I've evolved because what he said is true, but I think I've evolved in my role as a wife, the way I think, and I'm okay with saying it now because I talked to other people about it. Therapy helped. I went to therapy for about 10 years or so, and that's that part of working on you.
Yes.
uh, he would not go to therapy with me, and that is okay. Most people would have been upset. Why won't you go to therapy with me? but he would never go to therapy with me. And that's okay, because I was going to therapy really for me so I could be a better wife, mother, yes, to work on me. And so I think I've evolved in my attitude, the way I view situations, the way I respond to Virgil. Uh, and I think that's why social media is working, because now we can actually stand to be in a room together without, we don't argue real
Whoa,
quick.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, I'm just joking.
No. You started this social media journey, and you said, "Hey, I'd like for you to do it with me."
Yeah.
And I said, "Listen, for the last, I guess it was 25 or so years, I said, you follow me around, I can do this." I said, "The only thing that I require is I can eat hot wings while you're doing that, and I can drink bourbon." And she signed off on it, and that's how it started. It has evolved into more than what it initially was, where we just turn the camera on and start talking, and I drink bourbon and eat hot wings.
Okay.
Now we've evolved into the little more. So
yeah, so I think I've evolved this into a different person. I want to live another 29 years, and I don't want to sweat the small stuff. And Virgil has kind of helped me with that, because he's just calm.
Right.
He's like his dad. His dad is just calm. Well, I know his dad is passed, but you still like
he's real calm right now. Yes.
Yeah, he's calm. Oh, Ashley, forgive him. That is Virgil.
I'm sorry. I was not expecting it.
I'm telling you, you don't know what you're gonna get with him. So yeah, so I think I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And people think this is it every day.
We laugh more than we cry.
We do.
Yeah, and that is beautiful. And I told you that was something that definitely attracted me to your page, was the genuineness that came between you two, like that genuine chemistry. It wasn't forced, it wasn't coerced, it just flows. And I love that. I love that you guys balance each other out. You're able to be yourselves. And I've only talking to you, this is my second time speaking with you guys, but you're like officially some of my favorite humans, because I just love that you guys are you. I love that. And I told you that even in our conversation. I just had to have you guys because I just love that you are who you are, and that's it.
Thank you so much. We have a friend, and I hope she's listening, but in church, and she's in the choir, and she would always tell us that you guys talk too much during church. I said, I'm sorry.
Sometimes I think I left the iron on, and I got to tell somebody.
Right, because it's on your heart. It's on your heart, and you have to talk about it because it's necessary.
Yeah,
we talk a lot.
Yeah.
We laugh a lot. There's a lot of laughing in church.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good that you guys have that laughter though after 29 years, because some people want to kill each other. So I'm glad that you guys are,
Now we do have the laugh.
Yeah, she could get choked now. I ain't gonna choke until she stop breathing, but she choke until I get her attention.
Okay. I understand it.
I'm just kidding, Ashley.
I understand it. Listen, I told you. When we said damn together, I knew that we were two of the same people.
Oh my God.
And you just have to look over what we're saying, because we just have to say it. It's a part of who we are. And it's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's okay. Now, what are some of the biggest challenges you think you have faced together, and how did you overcome them?
What are our biggest challenges?
I think early on the challenge was we just, being married. We didn't know how to be married. That was a challenge, right?
Talk to the people. Make sure you tell the people in the balcony because we need to
Yeah,
hear this.
I mean, it's a challenge when you first get married. You know,
Mhm.
you read a lot of books, you see movies and TV shows where everything is great, but you got to remember a bunch of people sat down and wrote that.
Mhm.
That's not real.
Yeah.
What's real is, when you say I do, you get home and it's just y'all.
Yeah.
Now what? That's tough. Um, we were hundreds, thousands of miles from family when we had kids.
Mm-hmm.
We had to figure out how to take care of them badass kids. Uh, just us, right? And Erica did a great job because she everywhere we went, she always found somebody that would babysit for us. We could always depend on the neighbors or something, and we never skipped a beat. It was always easy. And then we found great daycares or whatever to watch the kids. And then it got to the point where Erica said, we can't afford all these daycares. So she quit her job and she was a stay-at-home mom for what, 9 years, thereabouts. Really took care of everything at that point, and I just concentrated on my career. I didn't have to worry about the stuff at home.
Mhm.
And now we got grown kids, and shit, they give us bigger headaches than they did when they were at home. Woo! Whoa!
That's a whole.
That's the honest truth, and I hope they listen. Woo!
Yeah. Yes. I forgot a question. What was the question? I was so engrossed in what you were saying. What was your question?
What's some of our challenges?
What were some of the challenges you faced, and how did you get
Being away
past them?
from family. Being away from family was
Mhm.
hard. I think I had a different challenge than Virgil because he was gone doing his career and I was home. So a different challenge was being away from family, trying to make friends as an adult when he was gone, because he told me, you're going to have to put your big girl panties on and you're going to have to either make friends or sit here by yourself. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because when
Right.
they call me to go, I got to go.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge that was being away from family, trying to make friends, just trying to fit in. And because at the time, with me being, if whoever's watching it, with me being from Atlanta, it wasn't a very diverse group
Mhm.
of people around me. We was just around, just Black people. That's it. And I'm just gonna put it out there. So when
they Black too.
I know, I'm just saying. So when we got married and getting into the military, I was mostly always the only Black. So I had to fit in that.
In a different dynamic.
Different dynamic.
20 years. We lived in a diverse neighborhood once in Virginia.
Yep.
And then we lived in a neighborhood another time where there was over 500 houses and there was 2 Black families. We were one of them. The other one was weird. And they probably ain't watching this. But we were in Nebraska.
Yeah.
And we were invited to someone's house, a party every weekend.
Yeah.
And our kids were popular. There was always somebody at our house. Somebody was always asking our kids to, come over. It was good. But that was after a while in the military. And that was a while. She was well versed at making friends and taking care of business by then.
But it was hard.
But it was hard.
It was hard.
It was hard initially. Yeah.
So I just feel like, telling someone starting off just to be open. Be open.
Yeah.
To new experiences.
We learned a lot of parenting from our white neighbors. Their little boy, that kid is still to this day the best mannered kid ever.
Yes. Everything was yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I was like, when I have kids, I'm going to do that.
Just like that.
And then them bad kids out came and they didn't say yes, ma'am to nothing.
No, yes, they did. So that was my only challenge, just fitting in. sitting
Yeah.
in, and then when Virgil got back, trying to be open to him, because again, that's my masculine energy coming out.
But I didn't try to take over the house.
He did not. He did not.
I didn't try to take over the house. I let whatever was flowing, I let it go, and it worked out. Yeah.
We haven't had a lot of challenges though, so I don't like when people ask that. I sometimes feel bad because we haven't had a lot of challenges.
I think a lot of the challenges, I don't know, but just me guessing, finance is probably one of them, and maybe some infidelity would be another, or maybe substance abuse or something. We haven't had any of that. Early on, neither one of us knew what money.
You had to ring me in.
We didn't grow up, with a lot of money. So the little bit we had, and when we got ready to spend it, I was very reluctant because I didn't want to run out.
Right.
So early on, we bought the cheapest house we could find. And shortly after, we realized we probably could have afforded a bigger house. And we went to people's homes and we were like, man, this is nice. Man, we really want another house. And we dedicated ourselves, 30 years ago, that we were going to save our money and we were going to do those things. That's the part I was saying earlier of we had the same ideas of how we wanted to live life. And we dedicated ourselves to putting money away so we could do that. And now we've been able to, buy a couple of houses, and we've enjoyed ourselves because we're in line with each other.
We're in line. You're using my word. That's my word.
That's a word. That's a
aligned.
word.
Aligned. We're aligned. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
That's a word. So we want you to know that.
That's our word. So yeah.
But yeah, I love that. What I loved is when you were talking about how, after the wedding, how we're kind of sold a false narrative. Not kind of, we are. That was something we talked about in one of my classes that I was taking for mental health counseling, is that, Disney kind of sold us false hopes and dreams of the split the glam of a wedding, and oh, we're gonna find my Prince Charming, and then we're gonna get married, and we're just gonna be so in love, and we're never gonna fight. It's just gonna be just peachy and fuzzy and sunny all the time. And we're gonna have kids, and we're just gonna have a great life and run off to the sunset. And listen, I got into marriage and said, this is some raggedy shit here. I mean, raggedy as a mango seed, because what?
Yeah, I feel you.
It's raggedy. It can be very raggedy. Like, Lord, this what people just really be hyped for. And people like, I'm getting married. I'm like, make sure it's what you want to do. Because listen, not for the weak.
Yeah.
It's not always peaches, and I don't want you to feel, I don't want to put off the facade that we never had arguments.
Right.
Now we had some arguments. And so, okay, when you asked the question, evolved, we could argue about anything. I would make a big deal out of nothing. So
tell the truth,
tell the truth. I am gonna tell the truth. We would, I could go a day or two without talking to Virgil. It would tear me up, and I would get upset because Virgil he'll be like, "She
say something to me and see what's wrong with me."
He will not say anything because Virgil is not a beggar. Virgil will say, if you don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me. I know I haven't done anything. And that would make me mad because I'm not mad at him, but I'm mad at myself for how I'm acting.
Yeah.
So I guess that's evolved. So now, I think as you get older, you realize, you're over 50, you're like halfway, I'm not saying 1 foot in it, but you need to enjoy this time.
Right.
So now, like you say, I'm not too good to say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have acted that way. And then, he's like, what was wrong? And we talk about it. and I feel so much better. So those people out there, just say you're sorry. Don't go 2 and 3 days without talking, because it's just, I can look back, it's just not worth it.
It's not.
It's not worth it.
It's not. Anthony and I had we had a heated ministry. We have a few of those sometimes, and um, I think I just kind of didn't even say anything else about it. I just kind of got up that morning and was like, he said, "Have a great day." I said, "Have a great day." Left, went to work, and let me tell y'all how convicted I felt, y'all. I
Mhm.
just said, Jesus, you don't have to work through this dude to whoop me like that, because that's crazy. He texted me and said, "I don't want you to have a." He said, "Ashley," and when he called me Ashley, I know he's serious. He's like, "Ashley, I really don't want you to have a bad day. I want you to know that I love you and you mean the world to me."
Oh,
And he's just like, "There's nothing that's that deep that we should be this upset, and I don't want to go to sleep upset because people are leaving here every day, and I would hate to do this life without you." I melted. I
oh,
said, "Lord, I just don't know, because I
look,
just, I don't know. I just need to go to lunch break or something, because I don't know." I was tore up. My emotions were everywhere, because now I'm feeling like, girl, now look at you looking like boo boo food. Now
that,
call that man. I had to call him. I did,
that's
because
all.
it truly made my day. But what meant the most to me was we haven't always been in that spot. We haven't always been in that place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I know that, we are doing the right thing,
Mhm.
that this is truly my person, and that, yeah, it gets tough. And sometimes it seems like maybe we shouldn't have tried to do life together, but it's just reassuring that, yeah, this is your person and life is going to get tough. You're
Yep.
going to
Yeah.
have a whole bunch of stuff hit you guys, and you just have to stick it out. But that message meant I couldn't even tell you what I was upset about at that moment, and it didn't even matter.
Right.
All I wanted to do at that moment was just to come home, give him a hug, and just simply say, "I'm sorry. I don't know why we were even arguing. Whatever it was, it doesn't even matter
No
anymore."
matter.
But the brother had me in my feelings a little bit.
That,
He had me in my feelings,
Way to go,
but I
Anthony.
appreciate
Way to go, Anthony. Nice.
it. I definitely appreciated it. It was what I needed, though,
yeah.
because in that same token, he gave me reassurance of something that I needed to hear, that you absolutely love me, and it doesn't matter how big of a fallout we have, or disagreement that we have, or heated ministry that we have. Your love doesn't waver, and
Yep.
after it, you still love me.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Because I know that I
That's good. That's normally taught in like year 10 American. Anthony's learned it early. So you're ahead of the game. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
trying to get there. We're trying to get there. So, how do you all keep the romance alive after the almost 3 decades together?
I knew that question was
You
gonna come
know, you,
up.
so Erica has ideas every day. And um, when we had the kids at home, we would do date night, or I don't even know if we call it date. We did call it date night.
Dating.
We called date night. No, we called it date night when the kids were home and they were old enough that we could leave the house and not tell them. Right. So the
Okay.
oldest was probably 13 or so, or 14 maybe. He was about 13 or 14, and we'd go to Walmart on Tuesday or Wednesday night. We were there so much that those people knew us when we walked in.
And we didn't. We just want to go to Walmart because that was, you know.
And we would go into Walmart and we would act silly to the same. I guess she was the head cashier lady.
Yeah.
We would act silly with her. We talked to her for 10, 15 minutes after we bought our stuff. And that was our date night for a long time. Now that
Mm.
we're empty nesters and them badass kids ain't in our pockets so deep, uh, we we can go out whenever. And our social calendar is pretty full. So I would say get some time with your mate early
Mm-hmm.
on. Get as much time as you can when you can, because
Yeah.
you just hang in there and you get them kids out of the house. It gets back to a great time, because most of the time when you're young and you're dating and you're just getting married, you don't have a whole lot of coin in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
When you get older and them kids are gone, you got more coin, and man, the world opens up. It's stuff out there that you didn't even know was going on.
Yeah.
I also think that when you do have kids, those have kids, make it a point to, when they do go to bed, just spend time together. And then, like Virgil said, as they get older, as when they're gone, like now, most people are scared. When my kids leave, what are we gonna do?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's whatever you want to do. I want to say, let them kids live. Let
Yeah.
kids live their life. People look at us because they're like, you don't want to take care of your grandbaby. No, I
I
didn't
took care of
have
my
those
kid.
things. I want to
Right.
see my grandbabies when I want to see my grandbabies.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever they come. And so, but right now, it is our time. And
Mm-hmm.
that time is special, whether it's going around on a Saturday and looking at open houses. I love to look at open houses. I do, because I like to find what I can do to my house.
Right.
Just finding just little stuff. It's the small date nights that counts. And when it comes to the romance, if you are not in the mood, I would tell a woman to go in the bathroom, pray, and ask God, say, you know what? I'm really not in the mood, but I know He is. Give me strength. Get your head right and just go.
Can I go? Can I go say that same prayer for you?
No. I'm serious, because sometimes you're like, but it's what they need. So I'm like, it's all good. It's good. And
Yeah.
just go with it. So that's what I do sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. If
Right.
you just, you gotta do what you gotta do. If
And that's the truth.
if you not, somebody else may. So whatever. That's what I say. I've always said,
Listen, I
I
love it.
and if you have
And
somebody in the military, and if they leave, you go with them. We have a lot of people. I know a lot of people say, I'm gonna stay here and let him go. No, I don't
I'm
care
going.
for a year. You go.
That was the last thing my mother told me when I told her I was getting married. She said, "Wherever you go, you make sure you take your wife with
Right.
you." And I didn't think about it at the time because um, it wasn't something that I guess I thought about. But looking back, I think it was the right thing to do.
I could have
Mm.
stayed, but no, you go. So keeping the spice alive is just being creative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Being creative, whether you're just watching a movie, just be creative. Just be there.
Or just riding in the car.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
All day.
Listen, Anthony and I went to my friend, like I said, is having her first kid. So her baby shower was yesterday. This morning, her and her husband went to get up and have, a couple of us met for breakfast. Um, well, they was on color people time. So they're like, we're not there yet. And I'm not one of them people. I'm going, if it's at 10 o'clock and like 9:55, I'm there.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so they're like, oh no, we're just leaving. So I was like, oh, okay. So when we got up, Anthony was just like, let's go to Starbucks and just sit down and have some food. So we were talking. So eventually we had kind of broken off like unintentionally, but the men were talking and then the women were talking. And I said, having that time it means a lot. And they was like, yeah, I said, prior to us coming here, we went to Starbucks. I said, and we didn't spend a whole bunch of money, and it wasn't a whole bunch of time. We sat down, we drank our coffee, we didn't say a whole bunch to each other, but it was a simple date, but it was one that counted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because what I expressed to him at the end of this week, so on Friday, was that I need more time with you. And I told him, I really miss you when you're at work. I really do. I miss you when you're at work. I know I'm here with my kids. I mean, I know I'm here with the kids and being a mom, but that's raggedy sometimes. I don't want to do that all the time. Sometimes I just want my husband. That's it. I don't want the kids. I don't want the dog. I don't want nobody calling you. I don't want nobody calling me. And it's not about sex. It's just I just want time with you.
Right.
Whether that's we're just cuddling in the bed, watching a movie, going for a ride. I'm a very simple person. You don't have to spend a whole bunch on me.
Yeah.
Right.
When it comes to date, it doesn't take a whole bunch for me. I'm a creative. So like for a Valentine's Day, what I did was instead of us going out, I got some stuff in public, cooked a couple sides. We put that together here in the front room. I have these TPs. I set the TP up, put some pillows in it, put on the projector, put on some soft music, and we had Valentine's Day in the front room. I bought a game called Let's Get Deep. When I tell you guys that was by far the best Valentine's, and we didn't do anything major. Wasn't no reservations made. It wasn't a fancy dinner or any of those things. We just spent time. And I
Actually,
told me, time is everything.
Yeah, that was not. That's a great idea.
that is, it's about being creative.
It is, and that it cost me probably $20 with just getting things like like I got some rolls from Publix. I think maybe I got some chicken and like sweets. I got maybe like a 6 pack of cupcakes. It was just us.
Yeah.
It was very simple, but he loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That's the
You
small.
know, it was very small, but I loved it. And I told him, I said, I don't think you get it. Like the best way I could put it is if I could be in your skin and just exist with you all day, that's where I would like to reside. Just to kind of put it into perspective for him. I just really love the guy. And I'm like, I love you a lot. And I just always want to be with you all the time. And I know that's not possible. But when it is, I don't want to be looking at some raggedy children in the face. I just want to.
I'm with you on that one.
You know, 'cause, I'm like, forget them kids. They good. They got food. They got a house. They good. Forget them kids. Because when they get older, you know what we're going to say? Forget us. They going to forget us. They're going to be out thriving, doing their own thing. And now we're sitting here confused. Yeah.
You need to identify one of them who's going to change the diaper though when you get old. And we haven't got one of them yet.
Yes, we do.
Oh, maybe.
Jewel, our daughter who's here, she gonna be with us.
Well, I've already let Anthony know when it comes to my son, he's definitely gonna go to the nursing home, and it's not gonna be 5 o'clock. And so I told him when I get to my penthouse, brother, you can probably come visit me. Don't think you're staying the night. You work hard for that.
That is it.
You work hard for it. And it's hilarious because it's like an inside joke. So whenever he chastises him, I'm just like, "You're gonna be going to the nursing home." Like nursing home.
You
But
understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand.
but I think that
We used to chastise our kids and we'll lock our bedroom door. We was like, let's lock the door because we just yelled at them. We don't know.
you don't know. You never know how they may wake up. Where may be in your heart.
That's right.
You never know. But yeah, I think it's definitely, important. Time is important. And it's just crazy that we're just, that keeps coming up because that was on Friday. Like I said, we had a disagreement. And that disagreement was about that. It was just about him working.
Yeah.
And I was really sad. I mean, crying sad. And I said I was just very broken because we were able to talk about it this weekend. I said I was very broken. Like I don't think you understand how hurt I was. I said it's not that you're a mean person, that you're just the worst person. I just feel like I don't get enough time with you, and I don't think you understand why that is important. I'm not saying you don't like to. I think your goal is just to work on the goals that we have, and I get it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being the provider, but you got a wife here. She got to tend to.
Sometimes I think they do lose sight of that.
Yeah.
And we, like I said, you express how you felt, and I know me and Virgil, we used to have a disagreement about him golfing.
Mm-hmm.
That is his second wife. Whenever the weather starts changing, he will be at the golf course on Saturdays. And I never knew how golf could take 6 hours. When we first got married, I'm like, this dude is gone 6 hours. I'm not understanding. Like, what takes 6 hours? But he would not waver. He would not, let me finish. He would not. Virgil is going to play golf on Saturdays. But what he did was, he said, I tell you what, let's compromise. I'll go the earliest tee time they have. earliest tea time, it could be 6:30, 7 o'clock. And when I get home, I'm home. So you're going at 7, you'll be home probably like 11, maybe noon, because you got to chit chat after golf and all this kind
Right,
of stuff.
right.
And but then sometimes he would fall asleep because he's so tired. He's tired.
Yeah.
And that would just tick me off. And then he said, you know what? No, what do you want to do? I'm on my way home. So he would change clothes and go with me. And as soon as we get in the car, sometimes he would go to sleep.
But that was just a little power nap just to get me to where I was going, and I was good after that.
That would tick me off. And so
Listen.
I have evolved, I'm using Ashley's word, I have evolved into that. Why? He is going to play golf, and he is not going to say, I'm not going to play golf. He's going to go play golf. And I told him, I said, most wives would not let their husbands leave for 6 hours on Saturday.
But when I come home, when I get back, I'm in the right frame of mind.
Right. But now I let him play golf. I do my thing. And then we'll come back at home because I know he's tired.
Yeah.
But I've done something that he wants to do. So I'm just going to say, let them do what they want to do, and you go find something to do.
I agree with that.
And that's what I had to do. That's what I had to do. He loves to fish. He loves to fish. He loves fishing. And so when we first got married, I was just like, listen, brother, ain't no way in the world you fishing that much. Like, it ain't that much fish in the sea for you to fish that. It's not possible. But what I realized is he explained to me, and then I realized that for him, fishing is like a therapy session.
Therapy.
You know, it allows him to unwind, to clear his thoughts, maybe something that might have been a disagreement we had or conversation we had that has been shelved. That's his moment to think about those things. And so I started to kind of, respect it. Not gonna lie. Sometimes he would be out a little late, and I would just be like, all right, brother, let me go and get in this Kia and cruise these streets, see where you at.
Have you been fishing with him?
So let me explain this. Let me just hear me out. I am awesome to supportive. I'm not gonna fish. Now I will go listen to my audio book. I will go out there and listen to my music, and I can support you. Listen, I can hold a pole until you finish the other one. I'm not putting anything on the bait. I'm not putting bait on it. I'm not taking fish off of it. If the fish come in too fast, you're about to lose your pole. It's not my element. It's not my thing. But I will go out and I will support. And there are times where I have even out. He has debated, but I'll even hold the thing and reel it in and have a fish. He's like, "Oh, you got a fish?" I'm like, "Yeah, but grab it because it's moving a lot. So can you grab it?" But I try to be supportive because I know he loves it.
Yeah,
he loves it. But what I had to understand is that's something he does for him.
Yep.
And I have to respect that. And people were like, his friend was like, "Oh, because I worked with his friend, he's like, yeah, we were out in Fish Creek. He's like, oh, I got to call my wife and let her know where I'm at." And he's like, "Man, you got that man whipped." I said, "It's not about being whipped. It's about respect." I said, because when I'm out, I let him know where I am. Doesn't matter. And definitely if I'm going to be out late, I want to let you know where I am. Because one thing about Anthony is, funny story, last night I was out with my friends, right? We're just at my friend's sister's house, which is maybe 7 minutes away from where we live.
Yeah.
My phone died. I had been looking for a charger. It was probably dead maybe 20 minutes. I was looking for a charger, couldn't find a charger. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have to get ready to go anyway. My friend comes in and goes, "Hey, you need to call your husband." This is the second time his brother has done this for me. He goes and just calls my friends randomly, like, "Hey, Ashley with you? You seen Ashley? You know where she at?" So he called one of my other friends, who then called the friend that I was with. It's like, "Hey, tell Ashley to call her husband because he just called me looking for her." And so everyone was like that. I said, "Listen, the thing is, I have a certain amount of phone calls to miss before he's coming. You got a certain amount of phone calls."
So, Ashley, what I want to say, that is so fantastic. I have a different husband.
Okay.
now. And that's what you have to accept your partner for who they are.
Yeah.
And he give a view, because as I used to want that, and I didn't have that. So early on, if Virgil know that I'm hanging out with you, we're all hanging out. It's 5 ladies going out to dinner, or we're going somewhere. I don't know. Even on the weekend, we're going to, an hour away. We're gonna get a hotel and have a girls' trip. My husband will not call me.
Mm.
I'm telling you, he will not. I have evolved. I'm gonna keep saying that.
Yes.
I have evolved because I know his reasoning for not calling me.
Yeah.
He has expressed his reasoning is, you're with your girlfriends.
Right.
I know if something is wrong, you're
Somebody's
going
calling.
to call me. I know if you're not having a good time, you're going to go in the bathroom and call me. FaceTime me and say, I am ready to come home. These witches have gotten on my nerves.
Yeah.
So he know that I'm going to call him. But early on, my friend's husband would be like, Anthony would call, how you doing? Everything okay? And I'm like, dang, my husband hadn't even called me.
Yeah.
But that's his reasoning. You are with your friends. So it's like I had to realize, okay, everybody's husband is different. It's not that he doesn't love me any less. So if you're listening out there, it's not they don't love you any less, but ask why. And so he told me why. He just does not do that. Now I may text him. I don't call because I don't want his friends to think that he's man, why your wife calling you? So I will text him though. What are you doing? What you doing? And
the same thing I was doing 10 minutes ago when you texted me.
So that's me. That's what I do. But he doesn't do that. But if I don't call him to say, hey, I'm having a good time, he waits on me, and then I call him the next day. Then he'd be like, you must be really having a good time because you didn't even call me. Because I know he's not going to call me, so I need to call him.
Right.
So him know.
That's right.
Yeah, that's just Virgil.
Yeah. And I love that I have a husband that is going to, and I love that my friends know that it's not him being controlling.
Yeah.
Not like he's obsessive or territorial. It's not that. He is a protector. And I tell people, baby, you want to do a lot of things, but I ain't it. My husband is crazy. He's willing. Let me let you know. So just chill. But he is a protector, and I love that. And I love that my friends understand he's not trying to interrupt nothing.
Right.
He's simply just calling to check and make sure I'm okay. And if his biggest pet peeve is that my phone is dead. And I'm horrible with it.
Yeah.
I'm horrible with it. And I try my best, but it's just like somebody's always calling, somebody's always texting, I'm always doing something. And I think I just get so caught up in the day. It's like I never think like you need to charge your phone.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But my friends was like, I hope that the guy that I meet whom has that same quality of just wanting to know that you're okay. Because he's gonna call you. If he has your number or has you on Facebook, expect the phone call if I don't answer.
I think Virgil mostly calls me a lot. I can say he calls me a lot when I'm by myself. Like today I was out by myself and he called about 2 or 3 times. And I
didn't. How many times you answered?
I didn't answer because I didn't hear it. So, so when he calls, he's like, okay, she's not answering the phone because he know I'm by myself. So I get more calls when I'm alone. If I say, hey, I'm going shopping and I'm out, then he'll just call and he try to act like he's not really work, you okay?
I'm hard like that.
He's like, hey, where you at? Where you be? And I'm like, I'm fine. Oh, okay then. I was like, he just called and check on me.
That's it.
I'm by myself. But if I'm with you and 3 other ladies, then he probably would.
I got a track on you. I'm not worried about where you are. I know where you are. That track will work. That Apple AirTag is working just fine.
What would you say are some what roles has communication played in, you maintaining such a strong and healthy bond and relationship with each other?
Communication is number one.
But I think we view communication a little different. I like to say what's on my mind, and then I'm done, and we can move on. You like to say what's on your mind, wait a few minutes, and then say what's on your mind again, and then wait a few minutes, and then say what's on your mind again. And believe it or not, I got it the first time you said what's on. Because in the grand scheme, it's such a small, thing in life, but we just keep talking about it over and over and over and over and over again. And I think say what you're going to say, get it out of your system, and then move on and enjoy the rest of your life. If you keep, that's just wasted time rehashing something that's not very important most times.
I'm here to tell you, it's still a work in progress.
Absolutely, we all are.
It's still a work in progress because I guess as women, as me, I don't know. Sometimes I want to hear something. So you want to hear.
Tell me what it is.
No.
Let me say it, and then we move on. That's how you do. That's easy.
So sometimes I want to. I'm not ready to let it go.
Right.
I'm not ready to let it go, and I need for you to be with me on that.
Your soul isn't satisfied with it.
Yes, it ain't satisfied, and I need to keep saying some stuff that I'm thinking about. It's that what you call it, what you and Anthony have, is that I need to just
Heat, the heat. Oh, they'll just have a spat.
Yes.
Heat ministry.
And Virgil will not. He will not argue with you. He won't. And I think sometimes that I'm trying to get that out of him. And I know that's crazy. So if someone's out there like, why do you want to argue? I don't want to argue. I just want to see him just really mad one time. And out of 34 years, even dating, because I was real crazy when we was dating. Because I'm an only child. So and even up to now, Virgil does not argue at all. And he will not. He is calm. Mm-hmm. He will not. He don't want to argue. He just like he said, he just wants you to say what you're gonna say and move on. So communication to me has been the number one thing that we have grown. We have grown.
Yeah.
We have grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have there been times when you felt like giving up? And if so, what motivated you to stay together, to make it work
out? See, this is a question that it's going to be hard to believe, but
no, let me do it before you something, because I don't want you to. Because yes, that was a time that I wanted to give up, and I think we were in Maryland. We were going to Virginia, and I don't even know why. And I told him, I said, I'll just stay in Maryland. I had started yes, I do know why. I had started a daycare because I was staying at home, but I wanted to make money. Mm-hmm. So I got licensed to be a home daycare provider because my boys were 4 and 2 at the mm-hmm. time. And we didn't have my daughter yet. And I felt like I felt a resentment toward Virgil. That resentment was, he's so smart. He's in the Navy. He's flying airplanes. And I am doing nothing. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I had started my daycare and it was very successful. So felt like I was successful. I'm finally doing something that is meaningful to me. And now I have to give it up to go follow him once again. Mm-hmm.
What is that? What is that? Go ahead. No.
And so I wanted to stay in Maryland, and Virgil looked at me and he said, if you stay in Maryland, that's it. It's not, we're going to separate. I'm not separating. I'm not doing all of that. So if you want to stay here in Maryland, that's it. Or you can come with me to Virginia.
You know where she ended up living, Ashley?
Where?
Virginia.
And so I called my mom, and my mom said, Erica, what are you doing? And I think I was just having a pity party because I didn't want to give up my daycare that I had successfully built from ground up, because he's smart and I felt like I wasn't. But I had to work on me. So I went to Virginia and I got over myself. But it could have gone a different way. If I would have fought it, it could have gone a different way. So I did not fight.
I've never had that, actually. I've never, oh, this is over, or what was the word you used? I'm ready to bail. I've never had that.
Okay.
Never had that.
Yeah.
Well, I have. But he knew. It was no secret, and that was because we actually told our friends about this today. We were speaking because, like I told you, he's in law enforcement. Well, he started out in corrections at Department of Corrections. It's a tough job. Mentally it's draining. I understood that. I understood what we are getting into. However, my husband was no longer my husband, and the guy he was turning into, he and I would not be able to coexist. I think he had been so emotionally detached that he didn't know when to turn it on in our marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got so much numbness, and just that came off as nonchalant. I don't care, whatever it is, what it is. You can leave, stay, I don't care. And I told him, I said, this isn't working for me anymore. So we have two options. We can go through counseling and see if we can save it, or we can get a divorce.
Yeah.
But them are the two options. I think because I wasn't willing to lose myself or deal with any more of that, because the guy that I fell in love with was no longer available. This is a new human. And I had already spent so much time learning the guy that I fell in love with, and now use somebody else. And now I haven't learned him. And I get that we all, evolve into our own people, and you're gonna always constantly learn your spouse. There's always going to be something new that you discover. It's never going to be the same. But that's a pro. When it becomes a con, it's a bad thing. Like, it's starting to weigh on me mentally as well. I think it's time that we, part ways. So he knew, and we went to counseling, and it saved our marriage. And shortly after, he ended up getting a new job at a new facility, and things have been better. But I definitely was ready to throw the towel in, and I think that was probably like year 2.
I think. Well, see, you guys worked on it. You guys worked on it together.
Yeah.
And like Virgil said, he never had that issue. But Virgil also said another. Is it profound? Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say a lot of profound stuff, so make sure you're clear which one it was. So
he used to tell me, because I used to feel that he was just doing his thing, and he was, and he said, Erica, everybody can't do what you do. You have friends. Everybody don't tell you everything. They could want to stay home with their kids and can't. But you can have it all, but not all at once. You can be with your kids, you can raise the kids, and then after the kids leave, then you can do what you want to do. But enjoy this opportunity to be able to stay at home. Just sitting down talking about it, and he was right. And so now they're gone, and I get to do what I want to do. and he's letting me do that, and he's now joining me. So it's all working out.
Yeah.
All working out.
Good stuff.
Profound.
That was profound. Let me tell you. One of the many profound things he said tonight. What I did not ask in the beginning was how you all met.
How we
How
met.
you knew that, how you guys met, and then how you knew that marriage is what you both wanted to do. Like you knew that that was your person and you wanted to do life.
So we met. We met.
I'm gonna let him tell his version.
We
Okay,
met.
I understand. Anthony has his own version too, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
We met in Atlanta. I was in college. She was in college, uh, uh, and she was home for the summer. I was an undercover store detective in TJ Maxx, looking through a two-way mirror, and this chick came in. She had black rinsed hair. This is in the late. This is early '90s. She had black rinsed hair, big gold earring, this turquoise dress. It was real tight, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she had these turquoise shoes to match.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna talk about the shoes.
Okay.
And I said, "Yo, who is that?" And that's how we met. And we illegally dated for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't supposed to be dating. I wasn't supposed to be dating the hired help, but the turquoise dress did it, and we started dating. And we dated for 4 years. I graduated from college, and I went off to the Navy, and I was about to finish flight school, and I realized, yo, something's missing, and it was the girl in the turquoise dress.
Oh.
So I cleaned her up and brought her with me.
He says that a lot. Look, she's about to cry. So we did date in TJ Maxx, from TJ Maxx. I used to tell my mom when growing up, I really want a boyfriend who is very nice, who treats me nice and just like me. And I said I want him to be this big football player, this big guy. That's what I like.
See, you look at me at a different angle. If you're wrong angle, I'm huge.
And so I met Virgil at TJ Maxx, and I was like, man, he's nice. And I told my mom about him. So he asked me out. And he said, well, we can go out. And I was like, you could be an axe murderer. You need to go meet my mom first.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came to eat dinner, and my mom liked him. And after he left, she said, he is so skinny. She said, I thought you wanted to date like this big football player.
Like, this is not what we discussed at all.
And she said, but he's really nice, very mannerable guy. And ever since then, he was just this different type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was that dude.
He was that dude, and just always complimenting me. Just come and pick me up, because my mom at night, she would say, Eric, I really don't want you driving at night like that. And, it's late.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would come and pick me up and bring me all the way back across town to where I lived, because we lived on two opposite sides in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just a nice dude. And I wanted to just be in his skin. I do, even dating. Like you said, I just loved him so much. And I used to ask him, are we going to get married? He's like, no, why are you asking me that? And I'm like, dang. And then his family would say, when are y'all getting married? And he's like, no. And we went to a family reunion, Ashley. Mm-hmm. And everybody had on Whitlow t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm the girlfriend, and
You're right.
we've been dating for like 3 years, 3
Yeah.
years. You know, like I'm in there.
Like I need a shirt because I'd have made it.
How about he said no?
Ooh.
He's like, she don't get no shirt. She not a Whitlow.
Huh?
I did not get a shirt, but I still stayed.
Aren't you lucky?
Because
you know what I need to hear from you?
What?
Thank you.
Okay. So he was just a nice dude. And when he asked me to marry him, it was just like, finally.
Yeah.
And we was engaged for 4 months because he had
You
to
sure
leave.
4 months?
June, and we got married in November. We got engaged Father's Day weekend, 1994, and we got married. What? What? July, August, September. Okay, 5 months. Okay.
Atlanta education at its best. Don't mess around. Atlanta education.
Anywho, 5 months. So we got engaged June, got married in November on his dad's birthday, and never looked back. I grew so much, and I'm glad I did not live around family. It helped me grow up so much.
But you know, that was before cell phones and all the social media stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was the old way where you walk up to somebody and say hello and introduce yourself instead of sending a DM.
Yeah.
It was good. We got to know each other, and we were together every weekend for sure.
Yeah.
So just about every weekend.
Look how she
I love it. Listen, I love it, and I am. So I just want you to know that when you guys got engaged, I was 4.
You was what now?
I was 4. I was getting ready to turn 4 in November. 1994.
Thank you, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Thank you.
It was all good up to this moment where you just called us old.
No, I'm not calling you all. I just want you to know. I just want you to reference.
For all these folks who are trying to figure out what was she saying, what she was saying was, "Damn, y'all old."
No.
Oh,
but I say that to say that I was 4, well, turning 4 actually. But while I am, I guess, younger, I am just a very old soul type of person, and I just really, really admire like this love people got now is right. It's just I want it. I love old love. Like I love you. Ask Anthony. I listen to older music, like Patty and Anita and Luther and Betty. I love their music. I think that was just the best time to love somebody.
Yeah.
And when you said that, you guys didn't have cell phones around that time. When Anthony and I we met in 2015. I was getting ready to turn 25. And I met him on accident, and that's crazy. I met him, and I just love to tell this story because it just shows that you have to be attentive to your person.
Yeah.
Because if not, somebody else will.
Mm-hmm.
I was dating a guy, and I had invited him out because I used to praise dance, and I had an event that I had to dance at. And side note, the event I was going to, I didn't know this at the time, but his ex-girlfriend invited me to come.
Oh.
But at this time, I didn't know that they even had anything to do with each other. And so I went and I danced, and one of my friend guys was dating a young lady from his church, and she brought him over and said, "Hey, this is my brother Anthony. This is BJ." And naturally, I'm there. We're all talking, just having a conversation. And so, I'm like, I wasn't going to find a date or anything like a guy because I was in a relationship. It was rocky. It was raggedy. I was over it. I was ready to get out of it. However, my intent wasn't going to look for someone. And so I said, well, I want to go inside. And Anthony sends this kid over with a bottle of water. And I'm just like, that's a little weird, brother, because I never told you I was thirsty. So weird, but I appreciate it. So I I was sitting in service with my friends, and he brought the water, and I was like, "Oh, thank you," or whatever. Slid it down there because people look cuckoo. So I'm just gonna slide it down there, and oops, I forgot it. But I would turn around, and he would just kind of just be looking. I'm turning around and tell my friends that I danced, and I'm like, "This guy's a little creepy. Like, I don't know what brother got going on, but I gotta go to the bathroom. I need y'all to walk with me because I don't know what brother got on going on his head. We look a little creepy." So when we left out, um, we left the service, and I saw that he was like coming to the door, but then he got rerouted by whatever it was. But just from the conversation that we had, I was very intrigued by him. I don't know why. And my friend guy, he was still there, so I said, "Hey, Brian, I'm not sure if the guy who was doing security is still there, but if you could, would you please give him my number?" Well, Brian was judging me because I told Brian, like, "Oh, I'm not cheating, like, I'm not entertaining nobody else with somebody." Mind you, I was in a whole relationship, but I knew that that was done for.
Yeah.
So, in the midst of Brian, me telling him that, he was coming up to ask Brian for my number.
Right.
So he's like, "That's crazy," because she just texted me, like, she just literally texted me and told me to give you a number. So he gets my number, he calls, and he has like this very white thing going on. He's like, "Hello." I was like, "Hey, hi, how are you?" He's like, "I'm good." He's like, "This Anthony, I met you at the church." I was like, "Yeah, how are you?" So we talked, and I let him know, like, "Hey, I'm in a relationship, not really looking to get anything." He's like, "Well, that's fine. I would just like to get to know you." Cool stuff. We did that, got to know each other. Things didn't work out with the other guy. I think we started dating in October, and then 3 months after that, we were engaged.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we were engaged, and it was funny because the guy that I was with proposed, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not." I went to my mom's house and listen. My mom has now gone on to be with the Lord, but my mom, I'm a baby. I am the baby. I'm the baby child. I'm the baby on my mom's side, dad's side, and also the youngest granddaughter on both sides. So I'm a crybaby. Okay. And I'm like, "Mom, I don't want to marry him. I just don't think I don't want to." And she's like, "You don't have to marry anybody." But I felt bad because I know that he's probably really excited and I just was not feeling it.
Mm.
Um, but meeting Anthony was such an eye opener. And I tell people all the time that I love him at a different level
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
he got me in a very messed up spot. I was very bruised, battered. I was just in a very low place. But he loved me through all of that. He loved me. He's loved me through a lot of tough things. And I know that we are young, but he has loved me through a lot of things. He's loved me through mental health. He's loved me through a lot of stuff. Never infidelity, never cheating, never entertaining about it. But it's just, I love that dude, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love him. And people like, I really got engaged. And it was yes from the moment because I was like, brother, you think marriage, I'm like, you think marriage on your mind or what you trying to do? Because for me, it's a yes. But he's just absolutely an amazing individual.
That-
And I just love that brother. I love that brother. Just a little bit, not a whole bunch, just a little. But
That's
I
That's
love
good though. That's good.
it. Yeah.
You know your person.
Mm-hmm.
You know your person, and I know my person. And
Yes.
I mean, and we're be quiet. And we're like this all the time. People think that you and Virgil are not like that. We are. We are like this all the time. And
Yeah.
then they see us in person. You know, I know you be watching me because they tell me they like
Mm.
be staring at you.
walking away. I like when you walk away. That's
Get on my nerves.
And I wanted you to know that I had seen you on that one video when you was head watching. I saw you. I saw you. That's what I want you to know. That's what I want you to know.
yeah,
Now, looking back, what are some of your fondest memories together, and what are you looking forward to in your next chapter of your lives?
yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
My, ooh,
I tell you, when we first started dating, there was a couple of memorable moments. One was whenever she invited me over, "Hey, when you get off work, you want to get something to eat," or I cooked or something. I knew it was fried chicken, baked fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans,
That's all I know
and
how to
some
cook.
and some dinner rolls.
That's all I know how to cook.
And her mom to this
Yeah, you
day,
cook.
her mom to this day, she's like, whenever I came home and she was frying chicken, I know Virgil's coming home.
That's all I knew how to cook.
And then her mom was a big reason that we stayed together, because her mom worked for this restaurant conglomerate, and she had this corporate card that she could get meals on every month. Well, whenever they were going to eat, I was going to eat too. And it was some of the nicer restaurants in Atlanta.
And he wasn't even invited.
I didn't have to be. It's the fact that you were going, I was going too. I was a college student, hungry. I was skinny. I needed to eat.
Right.
She was like, he can come. I'm like, but I didn't even invite him. She's like, you know, you want him to come.
Yeah.
Right.
That was one of the more memorable moments early on. And after we got married, we had been married for 2-3 months. And I had to move. We had to move from Pensacola, Florida to West Texas. And we got in the car and I was like, yo, we got walkie-talkies. I'm driving in front of her. And if you have a problem, just say something. And we get to Dallas and there's an ice storm. But I got to get to West Texas. And we braved that bad weather, icy roads. And she stuck it out. Now, she cried and screamed the whole way, but she still did it.
Let me tell you, that was the scariest thing I had ever done in my life. First of all, I'm leaving Atlanta. I moved with him to Pensacola in November when we got married, and then we had to leave in January to go to Texas. And I'm like, well, how are we going to get there? He was like, Erica, I got to drive my car and you got to drive your car. I'm like, dude, no. I mean, I'm 23 years old. I'm like, what? So we get to this ice thing and I'm like, oh God, no. And I'm like, I don't want to go. He was like, oh, we've got to go because I've got to be there. And no cell phone. So we had walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew she was gonna be solid after that.
Yeah.
Little test.
She stuck it out.
Yeah.
So what do you look? I like to hear this actually. So what are you looking forward to? See, I don't hear this often.
I'm looking forward to retirement. I got a few more years. I'm looking forward to retirement, and I'm looking forward to traveling and having just a good time. Traveling and doing whatever we want.
You do that now.
Well, more so, I don't have to go to work on Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking forward to. If it wasn't for her, we probably wouldn't travel at all. She started it, and now that's kind of what we do. We travel a good bit, but when we retire, I could see us traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah.
I think I'm about the same. The fun is, I mean, we have so many stories. Those were good ones. But I think what I'm mostly looking forward to is travel as well. I love our life now. So people out there, and even you, Ashley, just
be patient.
Be patient. I love our life. I love traveling. I love taking drives to just go to wherever. We just go for the weekend. Like, I love that. I do. And, I think we are just, I call us, and we're really not, Ashley, but I do call us a power couple.
Okay. I think that you guys are. I'm going to give it to you. I think that you guys are.
That's some weak-ass couples out there.
Do you see?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
When I say I love our life, I love traveling, not just with us. Most people, I think it's the military that has opened my eyes to new experiences. When, we build a house, our house is not just fabulous, but it's nice. But I like to entertain. I like to have people over. When I hear people say, I don't like, you're going to have people over your house. Why not?
Yeah.
I like to have people over. I like to sit outside. I like to make it nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something that Erica and Virgil like to do. If you're ever in Huntsville,
Oh, no. Ashley, yeah, but
that's what I'm talking
not all you
about.
people.
I'm talking to Ashley.
Oh,
She
okay.
said not all these people.
I know all these people.
I'm talking to Ashley. I'm saying Ashley.
Oh.
If she's ever into Huntsville, and we love to have people over.
Yeah.
And
Hey, okay, if some folks on here and they're in Huntsville, holler at us. We don't have a problem.
We do. We do. Virgil love to entertain. And he has gotten me like that. Like, invite people over on Friday nights. Get them out the house.
Yeah.
They're not going to invite us over. So we might as well invite them over.
Yeah. I'm definitely like him. Like, I love to have people over. I love game night. I love those things. I love just to sit around. We were sitting in Golden Corral today, and don't judge us. We went at 10:30. We left those people facility at like 1:32.
You what now? Tell me again.
We're at Golden Corral. We were supposed to go have breakfast. We were there from breakfast to lunch. We were able to have 2-course meals.
Did y'all eat twice, Ashley?
Yeah, what I'm telling you, we was able to have pancakes and burgers. We was able to eat the pancakes, let it settle, and then go get some burgers.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we were in like they have like some private sections.
Yeah.
We were in that part. And we just sat and the conversation was just good.
Yeah.
The dialogue was there. It was just great. It was just great to be around each other, have conversations, the men talking, women talking, we talk collectively. Like, it was just great.
Yeah.
I think you just need that, man, because life is tough.
Life is short and tough.
I agree.
And you just got to enjoy your friends, your family, while they're here.
Mm-hmm.
Get it in while you can.
So that's what we do. You know, I'll come up with something soon. Where we going?
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
What advice would you give newlyweds based upon your own experiences when it comes to marriage?
I would say be patient, talk, compromise.
Try not to make everything a big deal.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really not a big deal.
And if you mess up, tell them.
Right.
You spend too much money, ladies, tell them. I spent too much money today. And if he make you.
But you got to learn from it.
Yeah, you learn.
You can't keep doing it.
Yeah. So I would just say talk, compromise, and just be patient.
Got it. Ashley got it. She heard me.
Let me tell you. I'm sorry, Ashley. I need to tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this little story. We got lots of stories.
Okay.
So we were stationed in Oklahoma for the first time, and I had a shopping problem. I'm just saying. Most people collect pictures and all that. I collect clothes and shoes, whatever. And I had went and bought so much stuff. Do you know what he did?
He didn't return it.
He said, "Let's go back to the mall, and you can keep one thing."
Oh.
He was serious, and we went back to the mall. We walked through the mall with my bags, and he said, "We have got to return this stuff," like he was my dad. And I said, "Are you serious?" He said, "We're going to return all
We
this."
have no money then.
He said, "We're going to return. You can keep one thing, Erica." And he was dead serious.
For
was the first time I did. And I went back and I got all them bags out the car. And he went with me to every store and we returned everything.
Mm.
And now she's got 100 times those amount of shoes and dresses and stuff.
Yeah.
Just can't get it all at once.
Just be patient. Patient, talk it out. Love each other, and compromise.
Yeah, compromise is it.
Lots of kissing.
Yeah. Babe, they said lots of kissing. That's what we need to do.
Lots of
it. I'm gonna make sure he heard that part.
Yeah.
Because that's important.
Yes. Yes.
That's important. And let me get all the stuff that I want from the mall without taking it back.
Tell Anthony,
No returns.
and I didn't say that. That man code right violation right there.
No,
Yeah.
but I love it. I love it. What because we're wrapping up, but what is something that you all would like to tell each other um for the next 20-25 years of marriage? What's one key thing that you want to tell each other?
Oof.
Key thing.
Something that's going to stick, even in hard times, even when things get rough, or you have, those spats, or something you could just kind of go back to.
I need you to stick around because we have a lot of things to do in the coming 20 years. There you go.
Oh my!
I
You can't beat that. I mean,
No.
really, come on now.
I am glad that you love me and have loved me all of these years through all of my mental, all of that stuff. And I am so happy to be on this ride with you. And it's going to be a good ride.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Listen. I don't know, my allergies be messing up because I'm here in Florida. And they just be messing up sometimes, but it's something I'm gonna work through it. I love it. Listen, I have told you guys a million times. I love what you guys have. I'm a love type of person, and
Thank you.
I love what you have.
Thank you so much.
Definitely, like I said, just keep being yourselves and keep being true and genuine. Because people who are coming up behind you, who are married, and sometimes things get a little sticky, and it seems unbearable. We don't know what to do. Things get tough. It's nice to have you as a reference to look to and say, you know what, I'm gonna look at them and say, you know what, I too want this. So what do I have to do? How hard do I have to work to get there?
Right.
Thank you,
Thank you
so
so
much. Thank you for reaching out to us. We have been looking forward to this all week. And
Same.
look how I'm just bringing you out.
What?
Profound. That's profound.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
I'm here all week. So.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you
good.
so much. We have really enjoyed it.
I have enjoyed you guys. I can't say thank you enough. Is there anything that you would like to add to the listeners? Any last pieces of advice that you have for the listeners and viewers?
No, you didn't tell them again.
Well,
That's how you do it.
They know my
No, you
Instagram.
didn't tell them again. That's how you do it. I watch enough Instagram. You gotta tell them. Tell the people. Hey, you can follow us on.
You can follow us on Instagram at Wit with Color.
WHITWITHCOLOR.
Look how I have trained him. Well, you're not hearing me. He enjoys social media more than I do.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
No, but I don't have anything, I guess.
Listen, folks, we really appreciate Ashley inviting us on. I hope some of you folks got something out of it. And best of luck to all of you folks. We really hope things work out and you enjoy marriage as much as we do or we have enjoyed. So take care of yourself. We'd love for you to reach out to us on What With Color if you got questions or even comments. We'll take those too. How about that?
You're so good.
What? Fist bump.
Oh, thank you, Ashley, so much.
Yeah, no worries. Once again, I thank you guys for your yes. I've truly enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for your insight. I send nothing but positivity and blessings your way over your marriage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just
And
keep
yours
doing examples. Thank you.
Tell Anthony I said hello and best
I
of
will.
luck. All right.
I will. He was supposed to be here, but he's sleeping. So
Quite all right.
That's okay.
Quite all right.
but I just thank you guys. I've enjoyed the conversation. I'm Ashley Angelina, your favorite host on the East Coast. This is Black Bold and Beautiful podcast for the culture. And as always, be encouraged, stay encouraged, and don't forget to encourage someone.
All right.
Have a good night.
Bye bye.